A few years ago, a rumor spread in our small village about Ji-hoon, a 28-year-old dreamer whose reckless curiosity once lit up my world, who vanished after whispers of the ancient cemetery consumed him, leaving behind a legacy of laughter and unresolved mysteries. I often wondered where he had gone, my heart heavy with the memory of our last conversation. He'd spoken of hearing voices near the cemetery, a place our elders warned us to avoid. I am Min-jun, a 32-year-old Korean man with a quiet demeanor shaped by years of grief, who has been Ji-hoon's steadfast guardian since our parents' passing, clinging to the comfort of ginseng tea and memories of our childhood by the river. The cemetery, built centuries ago by foreigners who settled here, looms next to my house, its moss-covered graves casting long shadows at dusk. The air reeks of damp earth and decay, a constant reminder of the past. One night, as I sat by my window sipping ginseng tea, I saw him. Ji-hoon wandered near the cemetery, his face pale as the moon, his steps slow as if drawn by an unseen force. A chilling wind blew, carrying whispers in a language I couldn't understand, and the graves seemed to shift, their stones groaning as if guarding a secret. At 2:30 in the morning, unable to shake the image of Ji-hoon, I ventured into the cemetery. The silence was suffocating, broken only by the rustle of dead leaves underfoot and the faint hum of the wind. Suddenly, a flock of crows erupted from a gnarled tree, their cries echoing like a warning. My heart raced as I turned to see a shadowy figure. Ji-hoon. His eyes glowed an unnatural green, and he moved with an eerie grace, as if no longer human. Behind him appeared Hyeon, a village healer from centuries past, now a spectral guardian bound by a warlock's curse, haunting the cemetery with her tattered veil and hollow eyes, her once kind heart twisted by eternal sorrow. She pointed to an unmarked grave, and the ground trembled beneath my feet. As I approached, the grave split open, revealing a hidden chamber. Inside, I found an old journal, its pages brittle and inscribed with symbols I couldn't read, and a strange amulet that pulsed with a faint, cold light. The amulet felt heavy in my hand, its surface etched with a crescent moon, a symbol I remembered from a local legend about Hyeon-woo, a malevolent sorcerer from the Joseon era, whose insatiable hunger for immortality led him to seal his soul into 3 artifacts lingering as a sinister whisper orchestrating the cemetery's dark fate. Ji-hoon's voice echoed in my mind, soft but urgent. "Take it, Min-jun, it's the only way." Hyeon vanished, her laughter lingering like a haunting melody, and I clutched the amulet, my hands trembling with fear and determination. The next night, a strange pull drew me back to the cemetery, the amulet now hanging around my neck, its cold metal pressing against my chest. A hissing sound filled the air, like a serpent's whisper, sending shivers down my spine. I approached the same grave, the damp earth sticking to my shoes, unsure if Hyeon would return. Suddenly, inhuman whispers surrounded me, speaking in that same unfamiliar tongue. I glanced sideways, my breath catching as Hyeon's terrifying face appeared, her eyes hollow, her skin like cracked porcelain. The ground rumbled again, and the grave cracked open further, revealing a glowing orb that pulsed with an eerie violet light. Her voice whispered in my mind, "Touch it and see." Her voice whispered in my mind, "Touch it and see." Hesitant, I reached out, the orb's surface warm despite the chill around me. The moment my fingers brushed it, visions flooded my mind. A cursed ritual, Hyeon-woo sealing his soul into artifacts, once a healer who tried to stop him, now bound to this place for centuries. The orb's light dimmed, and I stumbled back, Hyeon's laughter fading into the night, leaving me with more questions than answers. The following day, I noticed a faint light near the cemetery's old gate, its rusted iron creaking in the wind. The stones seemed to hum with an eerie energy, and the air grew heavy with the scent of rain and something metallic, blood perhaps. A soft voice, like Hyeon's, urged me forward. I remembered a local elder's warning. That place holds secrets too dangerous to uncover. It's tied to the han of those who suffered there. Han, a Korean concept of deep, unresolved sorrow, felt fitting for this cursed ground, but I couldn't resist the pull. Descending deeper into the burial site, I met Tae-sik, An elderly hermit with a weathered face etched by time who roams the cemetery. S edges as a former victim of Hyeon-woo. S curse his cryptic warnings about the triad of artifacts born from a life of regret. He spoke of forgotten times, saying, Hyeon-woo's spirit lingers seeking a new vessel. Those artifacts are his canes. Shadowy figures danced among the graves, their movements jerky, as if puppeted by an unseen force. The ground shook violently, and another hidden chamber opened, revealing a shimmering crystal that pulsed with life, its light casting fractured rainbows on the walls. Taesik vanished, his final words echoing, "Beware the triad." I stood alone, the crystal's glow hypnotic, my reflection in its surface showing Ji-hoon's face instead of mine. As I reached for the crystal, a cold hand gripped my wrist. I turned to see Ji-hoon, his eyes hollow and glowing, his voice a distorted echo. "You shouldn't have come, Min-jun." Tears welled in my eyes as I remembered our childhood, Ji-hoon teaching me to fish by the river, his laughter brighter than the sun. Now he was a prisoner of this place. He spoke, his words not his own. I was trapped by the crystal's curse, bound to guard it. Seyeon and Taesik, they were victims too, pulled into Hyeon-woo's triad of artifacts. The chamber walls began to close in, the air thick with the scent of decay and the sound of distant drums, a ritual beat from centuries past. The crystal fused with my hand, its glow burning into my skin, granting visions of Hyeon-woo sealing his soul into the stone to escape death. The orb in my pocket grew warm, and the amulet around my neck vibrated, their powers merging. Seon's laughter returned, blending with Ji-hoon's voice and Hyeon-woo's growl. The amulet binds the mind, the orb the soul, the crystal the body. You are ours. Suddenly, a faint scratching came from above. Yoon-ji, a determined 25-year-old scholar with a pale face and fierce resolve, who arrived at the cemetery seeking to unravel the warlock's curse her grandmother once battled, armed with ancestral knowledge and a trembling hope, peered into the chamber. "I've been searching for this place," she said, her voice trembling. "My grandmother spoke of Hyeon-woo's curse, and a way to end it. The journal, you have it, don't you?" Before I could respond, the chamber sealed shut, leaving me with the artifacts, Ji-hoon's fading spirit, and a sliver of hope. Now, every night I feel their presence, Seyeon, Ji-hoon, and Hyeon-woo guiding me, whispering that I must find Yoon-ji again, decipher the journal and break the curse, or become its next guardian, risking being consumed by it forever.